Hi everybody, Dr. Kennedy Camp, formulator and creator of the original SkinnyUp protocol. Today I want to talk to you about what really is turning out to be the yeast diet of America. If you're not constantly watching this kind of thing, then you are on the Candida yeast diet in this country. And the problem with that is that people don't realize that, gosh, we try to pull these things out of our diet that might be yeast containing. Things like breads, pastas, potatoes, sugary foods, things that we can't seem to live without, and it doesn't work. We'll do it for a little while, then we fall off the wagon. I'm sure you've heard of that before. Have you ever wondered why it is that you can only go for so much time, then pretty soon, that's it. I have to go have pizza. I have to go have a beer. I can't stay away from Coca-Cola or Diet Coke. I simply have to have that piece of bread. The bottom line is that Candida, which is actually a yeast or a fungal overgrowth in the body, is the cause of that problem. Candida is the cause of basically all of these cravings that you can't seem to get rid of. And so today I'd like to kind of go over just a few ideas of what signs might be popping up in your life that you're kind of like, wow, I had no idea. I had no idea that that's what's causing such tiredness, or that's what's causing an issue with the thyroid. So remember that when you have yeast or fungal overgrowth in the body, you have to understand that it has a life of its own. It's actually running you. You don't realize it, but it's telling you, you will either eat that McDonald's Big Mac or that hunk of bread with some jelly and some peanut butter on it, or else I'm going to drive you till you do eat it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I know all of you have, I'm not preaching to the choir here, I'm sure, okay? What can Candida cause in the body? Most of the time, the number one thing in my opinion is adrenal exhaustion. You're going to notice that basically when you wake up in the mornings, you're as tired as when you went to bed. Have you ever felt that way before? You just like, wow, I cannot believe this. I just slept 10 hours and I think I need to go back for another 10. That's kind of this chronic fatigue kind of feel to it. People don't realize that it's an overgrowth of yeast that's causing all this constant tiredness. Another thing that people don't realize is that after a while, as the fungal component of yeast starts to really mature, it starts to grow tentacles, okay? It's called a dimorphic microbe, and those tentacles are called hyphae. And the hyphae, as they grow tentacles, they go right into the walls of the intestines, and they grow through those walls, creating holes in your gut. Have any of you ever heard of a thing called leaky gut syndrome? That's where yeast and Candida and all this fungal infection have caused small holes in the gut wall that allow the food that's going through the guts to actually pop out and go through, creating a really severe allergic reaction, okay? And when that allergy starts to happen, it'll show up with all kinds of different things like inflammation in the body, like you'll wake up in the mornings and your hands are just swollen and you can't hardly make a fist, or lots of belching, a lot of gas, lots of bloating in the body. That's when the body is basically like yeast in bread. It's just kind of rising, okay? When we eat too much of the bread, too much of the pasta, too much of the potatoes, too much sugar, too much Coca-Cola, too many French fries, those are the kinds of things that create this terrible bloating. Those are the kinds of things that create obviously extra weight. Those are the kinds of things that SkinnyUp protocol addresses and takes care of for the rest of your life. The big idea is that we want to be on a diet once, and we want that to be the last diet that we ever have. So next time we talk, I'm going to go over some of the major signs and the major things to do for Candida or Candida overgrowth in the body. Thanks again.